I hope the USFA doesn't hate me too much. Oh my goodness. It took too long to get here, but we are finally here. Welcome to the Season 9 USFA entry draft in Huntington Beach, California. You already know what time it is. Got the homie in the booth again. Big homie Caboose. He's slowly throwing daggers at my outline right now for doing so late. But how you feeling, big dog? How you feeling?
I think throwing daggers at your outline is an understatement. I think I'm aiming for non-vital body parts. But that being said, we are doing good here. I have a wonderful 12-ounce bottle of shock top Belgian white in hand, and I am ready to get this thing kicked off.
Let's go ahead and get it kicked off. It's been too long. It's almost 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I've been fighting to get back to you guys for real. I'm not even going to lie to you, but yeah, we're going to keep it moving here. Let's get it kicked off. Got the base going. And if you like, we could go ahead and go straight into the first
Yep.
team on the clock.
It is the Toronto Wraiths are officially on the clock.
Let's go ahead and do it, man. And going to be an interesting sight to see what they do for their first click onto the set. And it's going to do 3 minutes, I'm assuming, right? For the first
5 minutes for the first
five
round,
minutes for the first. Okay, so I'll go ahead and
and then
adjust that. Okay, let me just add 2 more minutes. There you go. And we are on the way. Let's see what the homies
well,
in Toronto will do.
and we don't need to wait very long. The pick is already in.
Oh, you love to see it.
Oh yeah, they were ready for you to be here.
Let's go ahead and do it. And who is going to be
All
the
right.
number one draft pick of the USFA Season 9 entry draft?
Yes, sir. The first pick of the season 9 USFA entry draft out of Arizona State, middle linebacker Yogi Barr.
Ooh, interesting. Going with the middle linebacker set. You can't be mad at it. Going to be a fun ride for sure. Seeing Yogi taking the number one spot in the USFA entry draft, the season number 9. You love to see it. And how you feel about that pick right there? I'm sure there's a lot of other players that could have gone at that number one spot, but maybe you just gotta
Absolutely,
choose what you want to. It's going to fit in your particular spot.
for sure. And really quick, New York is up with the second pick, but Toronto has been focusing defense very, very heavily to start out their inaugural season. Already, that D line is just absolutely terrifying, and Yogi Barr is going to be jumping into that absolutely frightening defense in Toronto. So, high expectations for him going into this year.
And who will be the number
And
two team?
New York, and you might as well just flip it to the pick is in because it is. These owners are
You love this.
ready to roll.
You love to see it.
Hmm.
And who is going to be the number two draft pick here?
Uh, it is going to be out of Central Florida, quarterback Aaron Ike.
Oh, going straight to New York, a big spot there. Can't wait to see what Mr. Aaron Ike does there in New York. Congratulations to the big homie there for sure. And he's going to be very highly touted coming out of the Eastern Conference. He's supposed to be that guy. He was that guy in college. Now we got to see what he does in the big leagues. Congratulations again. And number 3 shall be who?
It is going to go to St. Louis, but I do hear some trade rumors, so just give me a minute to get through on that.
And amen to that. But you see right there on the right side, got the best players available for you. Still plenty of talent here listed available. We got Tank Falco, MJ Witten doing his thing as well. You got a great cornerback prospect in Adam Leach. Carlton Banks doing his thing. King Maximus on the D line. You could go a lot of different areas and you can figure out what you want to do in this particular set. The first round is so critical. As you already know, we will be doing rounds 1 through 3 tonight, and then we'll finish out the draft tomorrow, assuming it will be a lot quicker in regards to starting it earlier than this one. And yeah, we'll get rounds 4 through 7.
And shout out to all 33 of you that I just seen in there. That is a huge record for us. Thank y'all for turning out.
They do it because they love me, Caboose.
I do believe we do have a trade for the producer would mind checking that out, flipping over to that. Trade alert.
Interesting. What is going to be the trade here? I'll go ahead and set up for it.
So St. Louis is going to be sending this current on-the-clock pick, 3rd overall. As I wait for it to pop up for all of you guys. There it is. 3rd overall is going to Huntington Beach in exchange for 12th overall and a Season 10 second from Huntington Beach. That puts Huntington Beach on the clock.
And Season 8 champions, the Season 6 champions, the Season 4 champions, the Season 2 champions, they coming out strong out the gate. They coming out with the number 3 pick. Oh my goodness, what is going to happen here? They're currently on the clock, and I can't wait to see what happens here in this one. 5 minutes on the clock. There's so many different directions he could go, to be honest. Ryan Davis, this will be his first official start running a team in the USFA. What are your thoughts going into this one?
There's a lot to look at here. I've had the pleasure with speaking with all of the team owners and GMs, so there's a lot that I know behind the scenes that is happening that I can't speak on quite yet. But be prepared for a very exciting first couple rounds is all I can say.
Interesting for sure. And as you already know, we got the 5-minute time limit, so Ryan Davis got some time to think about it, but I'm pretty sure if he's trading up, he kind of has a direction where he wants to go.
That pick is in because it is, and I will get the next guy up on the docket here.
Let's go ahead and do it. Who is going to
Huntington Beach? Huntington Beach has selected out of App State quarterback Tyler Deathridge.
Ooh, new quarterback. Oh man, rocking the gray and blue, going straight into the mix. Tyler Deathridge, Coach Tito, doing his thug thizzle, pick number 3. And the quarterbacks are starting to fly a little bit. I'm not even going to lie to you, but I love what I see so far. Especially seeing as they do have Action Jackson Jr., so it's going to be an assumption that he might not be the quarterback of the future for long.
And that brings us to the 4th overall pick, which belongs to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, indeed. And going to be a fun ride here. Pittsburgh, they had a not so great season, but they had a lot of promise, a lot more than the last season or season before last when we moved to Madden. There was a lot of promise here. They just couldn't quite get the W's like they wanted to. They gave up a little bit too much points, and that kind of messed them up in regards to getting some W's. But a good draft class here will definitely help them in making sure that they can make their way to the playoffs. It's going to be a fun ride. And let's see what happens here. Are they looking to get everything rolling here for this next pick?
Have you checked your messages?
I have not.
Okay. You might want to be checking those.
Okay, most definitely. So, okay, so I'll go ahead and throw this out then.
All right. We second trade of the night. We're only at pick 4. This is going to get wild really fast. The St. Louis. Oh, hold on, not that one yet.
Not that one.
Go to the other one. Not that one. Because there's a pick in there that Arizona don't quite have yet.
I got that.
There you go.
Bam.
It's okay.
I keep forgetting.
It's okay, Stacks.
I'm still working it, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it eventually now. This one right here. Is this one? The St. Louis in there?
It's yeah, it is that one. Yep,
okay. Cool. There you go.
All right, so the St. Louis Archers are going to receive defensive tackle William Thompson and defensive end Blaze Baxter in exchange for a Season 9, the 33rd overall pick, which then sets up the trade that you had seen a little earlier, but too early.
Mm-hmm. This one right here.
And Arizona is going to immediately flip 33rd overall and the 9th overall pick in this draft for the current on the clock pick that brings Arizona up onto the clock.
Arizona doing their thug thizzle. I ain't mad at you, big homies. I see Blue Blazer. He's been making moves as best as he can. Let me see if I could get everything back on. There you go. Much better. And going to be interesting to see what they do as well in this matchup. There's so many places that he could go. He could go for Kickler. He could go for a wide receiver to help out the quarterback. I mean, there's a lot of areas that he could hit.
Yeah, definitely. And Arizona's kind of one of those teams that they need a bit of everything right now. So it's difficult to predict where they're going to pick at. Just because they have holes at receiver, they have holes in the defense. They could probably use a tight end too. So hard to tell. They could also use a running back. We haven't seen a running back come off the board yet. But without further ado, the pick is in.
Let's do it. Arizona, what you got?
And the Arizona Rattlers have selected out of Tulane outside linebacker Tank Falco.
Can't be mad at that pick for sure. The top prospect in regards to Elite Coin. He's shown the ability to update and get better, hit the gym. You can't be mad at that. Definitely a steal because he's worth the number 1 pick just off of GP. But hey, if you get him at 4, you can't be mad at it.
Absolutely. Tank Falco, technically Tank Falco Jr., his senior counterpart, just retired from Charlotte. So if he's half the player that Tank Falco Sr. was, then they've got a steal right there.
Most definitely. And who does that bring us to now? Is that New Jersey?
It is New Jersey.
Okay, New Jersey it is. Best of luck to the second expansion team that's going out in this draft. Their first official draft pick outside of expansion, outside expansion draft. But you can honestly go anywhere, just like we talked about. I say get a quarterback. Why not? But you don't want them to fall off and see what's available. You already know the Aaron Ike and the homie Deathridge is off the board, so you could go a lot of different ways too. Richard Dickey's definitely there, and there's one more off the top that I'm missing. Zaire Augustus as well. Rusty doing his thing.
All right. Well, that is our cue to say that the pick is in. Roll that little film there.
Let's go ahead and do it. New Jersey, what you got?
New Jersey has selected out of Arkansas quarterback Zaire Augustus.
Mr. Rusty, I kind of called it on that second one, but great job. Can't wait to see what the homie does in the camo set. and you go into New Jersey, my friend. Gonna be a fun ride.
And that brings us to Tacoma. As we can talk about New Jersey as a little bit as we put Tacoma on the clock.
Most definitely.
Um, so New Jersey being a brand new expansion team, it makes sense that they would want a quarterback early. Um, they did, I believe, pick up some pretty interesting pieces up there in the expansion draft. As I pull them up here, running back Spider Webb and wide receiver Corbian Crimson, uh, and then they also got the prize piece of the expansion draft, outside linebacker David Sutherland. So they've got some really nice pieces there. They just got to put it together. Um,
just like
so
just like everything else when it comes to expansions, you have your base, just like you were just talking about. Now it's just expanding on it, getting those proper pieces that's going to be active, that's going to be able to be that face to take them to the next level early. But I think there's still a lot of work for them to do. Definitely got a great start with their first pick, but still got some time, especially within this draft, to make some big plays.
absolutely, as we are waiting on the Tacoma pick, they are taking their time with this one.
You love to see it.
Um, Classic beast move right there.
Yeah.
Kind of like, for those of us who don't know, we have a mutual friend named Lefty. Lefty took the entirety of his clock on every single pick
Yep.
to make his pick. So we kind of joke that Beast is a bit of a Lefty Junior.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but let's see, what do they need over there in uh,
I,
Tacoma?
honestly, I think they could use more defensive line more than anything. They need more pressure to get on the field. They do have Carlton Rhodes
Yep.
and geriatric, but honestly, that's not enough. A lot of defensive backs, not defensive back, a lot of running backs on the opposite side of the field have been able to cut up the middle. If they can find a player that can plug up that middle of the field, that'll definitely help out the rest of the defense for sure. So I probably lean that way.
Yeah, for sure. So
King
I mean,
Maximus wouldn't be a bad pick for them, me personally.
true. How do you feel about running back with Lamar Davis?
I think if a running back slides to the number two or round two or round three, I believe that would be a good time to pick him. But I think the D line is a more pressing need for them. I mean, if you want to look back at what happened last season, Lamar Davis was a top four back. I mean, I
True.
think you could work with that maybe for another season. I don't know if he's going to get back active, but if he does, and if you pair him up with a really good back here today, you might have something cooking with a dual back system.
Yeah, and another thing that I've kind of noticed here with their defense, they've got only two linebackers and
Mm-hmm.
sorry, they've got three linebackers and only two defensive linemen. So they're really susceptible to the run game right now.
Most definitely. I think it starts with the trenches for them because I've seen teams like uh, Arizona and Huntington Beach. They worked Tacoma this season on the ground, and that was one of the main reasons why they couldn't get a lot of wins in their own conference. So if they could find a way to
Mm-hmm.
stop the run, I trust the quarterback. A lot of people saying that the homie Sean Bridges, he's washed. That I don't believe that. He has all the talent in the world. I think he just needs to focus in a little bit more, and the defense needs to help him out a little bit, get him some better positions for him to score for the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Still waiting on that pick though, so
How's
kill a little
everybody
bit of
doing?
extra time here. Yeah, how's chat doing today?
Got the drop downs
Is
here for you. And got the best players available. As you can see, MJ Witten still on the board. Adam Leach, the corner, still on the board. Lakota still on the board. I mean, there's talent everywhere. You can honestly go anywhere, and I think all of these picks will be very, very good for all of these teams. But you also got to choose wisely. 18 seconds left on this clock here.
Yep, and we have the pick in.
Oh, good job. Took him forever, but we got there. It's all good. What you got, Tacoma? How you feeling?
They have a defensive end out of App State, King Maximus.
And I kind of called it there. Got to fortify the D line and the O line. In their case, just the D line here. You got to get after that quarterback. King Maximus is going to make Tacoma fans very proud in the Pacific Northwest. I can't wait to see him in the red and black.
All right, and up next, we have the Tampa Bay Typhoon on the clock.
Tampa Bay, how you feeling, big dogs? And how are you feeling about what you see on the screen there? I said that they need a halfback, tight end, potentially maybe a backup tight end. D-line,
Yeah.
they lost a few during the expansion draft. Linebackers, you can't help but get more linebackers. And then I think an extra cornerback paired with Vinny would be very, very, very good for them. So I won't be surprised if Leach or if Leon Kennedy is one of those picks.
Absolutely. We won't have to wait too terribly long for Tampa Bay. They like to pick quick, unlike Tacoma. And you can flip to that pick is in.
Let's go ahead and do it. What you got? Florida. I need some Florida.
We have the Tampa Bay Typhoon had selected out of Appalachian State cornerback Leon Kennedy.
I'm calling it like I seen it before, man. Definitely needed another cornerback. One of their biggest things that they had go wrong in the playoffs was getting torched opposite side of the homie Vinny. So I can't wait to see what Leon Kennedy could do in the state of Florida. Great pick.
Absolutely. And that would bring, I believe, Arizona up on the clock.
Okay. Welcome back to the chat. You already got quite possibly the best outside linebacker, in my opinion, the best outside linebacker. How do you go on top of that? What do you do from here?
You did just draft a quarterback, so that leaves kind of the question for Action Jackson Jr., who just won a United Bowl up in the air, as you should probably check your DMs.
Yes.
But I think Huntington Beach, not Huntington Beach, the draft is in Huntington Beach, Arizona, who just, what the heck did they just trade for? I know they just traded for something. They just drafted their quarterback. They still have Money Mills, I believe. Yes. And so now the question is, where do you go here as we get the trade alert up on the screen there? Go ahead, flip over to it.
Let's do
it. Man. So Huntington Beach is going to be receiving the Season 9 8th overall pick, which is why I may have let slip Huntington Beach earlier. And they will also receive a Season 10 first via St. Louis and a Season 10 third. In exchange, Arizona will receive, as I just mentioned, quarterback, United Bowl champion, Action Jackson Jr., 84th overall and 79th overall in the current draft.
Interesting indeed. And that puts HBB, the champs, back on the board. Oh, God. What are they going to do?
It most certainly does.
What are they going to do with this, man? Just ridiculous. And this is what the draft is all for. Let's see what HBB does. I already know they trading up for it. They know what they're trying to get.
Well, and now they have Money Mills and Action Jackson Jr. on the same team. You can't have two quarterbacks in the same team.
Okay, so what is...
So we are just kind of waiting here on Huntington Beach. It sounds like a lot of people are typing in the wrong channel right now, so I'm probably going to have to delete some messages in just a sec. All right. Well, the pick is in.
HBV, what's going on, big homies? You won the chip. What you gonna get again?
All right. Well, Huntington Beach has selected out of Arizona State wide receiver Carlton Banks,
Ooh,
our first wide receiver off the board.
that's not a bad pick there. Carlton Banks, shout out to Sid doing his thug thizzle. And you got quarterback Deathridge, got Banks, you got the homie Davis as well. This offense here for Huntington Beach is getting retooled and reformulated here. I can't wait to see how it looks on game day.
All right. Well, up next is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh again. You love to see it.
Yes, sir. After they traded down with, I believe, Arizona here.
What's that?
This is the Pittsburgh pick via Arizona via Dallas.
Okay.
And it is in.
Okay. Pittsburgh, how you feeling, big dogs? What's going on? Tell me about it.
All right. Well, this is going to be the first of our non-ECFL folks. For those who don't know, if you're a first-time user to both leagues, we do allow you to create one singular player. This is one of those players. Out of Abilene Christian, which means they did not pick a college, wide receiver Guy Clausen.
Oh, that is a steal. I love him. He's going to be a beast here in the Roughneck set. A great pick overall for sure. And I can't wait to see what this man does. You better watch out. He's going to be a beast for sure.
All right. Well, that puts Anchorage up here on the clock.
Anchorage. First time they hit
Yes,
that
sir.
clock.
Yep, and they had got this pick from St. Louis in a previous trade, which I don't have up with me currently, but it is going to be a GM pick. So
go ahead and flip over.
Go ahead, right put. Down.
I'm ready for you. What's going on?
All right. It is out of, technically, this is not an ECFL player. It's a GM owner player, first time. But it is. They chose San Diego State, which is an ECFL college, and it is wide receiver Keith Simmons. So that's Starchy Chaff's player.
Most definitely. Not the flashiest of picks, but that is part of the rule set there. But if you want to look at it, Keith Simmons, he's going to be a player that's going to be very, very active as long as the user, a.k.a. the team owner, is active. So he's just as good, or should be just as good, as the players that you see picked earlier. Going to be a fun ride. Seeing Keith Simmons paired up with the homie, what's number 10? I forgot his name. Chris McKinley. There you go. Got my names confused.
Yes, sir.
But yes, and
fun. We have Charlotte. Charlotte's up on the clock here.
Charlotte. First pick for Mix.
Yes, sir. First pick for another first-time GM in Mix. So I recently stepped down from running Charlotte, gave it over to Mix, and we'll see how he puts his own stamp on this team. If you're them, though, what is your number one priority?
Looking at what's available, you really can't go wrong with defense, right? Like, I think someone that can help out getting after the quarterback. You lost some players via the expansion draft, especially Lee Flowers. He's a big player there. Me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if you go after someone like Emmanuel Sun. You could also get a couple help in the wide receiver group. Elijah Nigma's down there. You know, you could kind of move up some players there to help out with the receiver game, help out Falco. I don't think a running back is needed here for them, but anything defense, maybe a safety, a strong safety, a free safety that's active, you really can't but hate on that one. Actually, MJ Witten is still on the board as well.
That's
He's
true.
very very familiar with Aaron Witten already or previously there, so I mean that
Yep,
wouldn't be a bad thing
absolutely.
as well.
And another question is, at what point do you think maybe one of these tight ends comes off the board? You got Hex Waters from ECU, Amari Jones from App State, and Paris Glass from Arkansas.
See, the thing is, they got some really good tight ends, and you want them to start, but there's so many other good tight ends available in the league too. You got Vic Dotson.
True.
You have uh, what's the name? I can't remember off of Tampa Bay, but um, Tampa Bay's tight end off the dome right there. Then you have the two tight ends at Tacoma, who's doing very well. Um, you can honestly go anywhere with them, and you'd hope that they would be a starter when you actually get them picked up. But you know, you got to make sure that you own up and actually upgrade and get that first spot, and then see what happens from there. And a lot of people trying to claim
Absolutely.
like they're in the ECFL, but this is not that.
Well, and we do have the pick in from Charlotte.
Let's go ahead and do it. How you feeling, Charlotte?
All right. Well, Charlotte is going to select out of Tulane wide receiver M.J. Witten.
Definitely not a bad pick there for sure. We already talked about Aaron Witten already there. He's taking the trip back home so he could chill out a little bit. MJ, he's going to be doing his thing. Michael Jordan Witten, that's what I'm going to call him, on the sticks. So great job from him. I can't wait to see what Falco and the homies can do with him. And he's getting paired
Absolutely.
up with Vic Dotson and Kai Coco and Doc Boone on the same offensive front. Charlotte's going to be back in the playoffs, and they're going to be fighting to get back to the United Bowl.
Yes, sir. Well, and now we have the St. Louis on the clock here. They traded back from third overall back down to 12th. So this is going to be another owner player pick.
Mm-hmm.
So you can throw that pick is in.
I surely will.
As they select out of Arkansas tight end Paris Glass.
Paris Glass. I'm trying to find it. There you are. But great job. Just like that rule we got already moving. Got to select who you already have on your team from the ECFL, and they already have a tight end there. This is very interesting here. They have the homie. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I can't remember it. But he's
you can go ahead throw New Jersey up on the clock as we forget that Ansel Tavian exists.
There you go. Yeah, Tavian, that guy. That one that had 17 catches out of nowhere. Like, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But who's going to be the next player?
It's New Jersey with a compensation pick for losing out on safety Gum Arabic in the expansion draft there after he refused to sign.
Most definitely. So, once again, they got the quarterback. Honestly, wouldn't be a bad move to try to pair him up with a guy to throw it to, someone that he could rely on. Or you can also pair him up with the halfback to try to pull off both duties if you need to run the football. Give you someone that could really build off of that. You could go opposite side of the ball too. Get the quarterback on the defense. I mean, there's so many directions that New Jersey could go.
Yeah, for sure. And the pick is in. So you can go ahead and throw that up there.
Pick is in. How you do that? I ain't mad at you. What you got?
All right. We have another Abilene Christian pick. It is wide receiver Zachariah Sy. Another first-time user making his mark here in both the ECFL and the USFA.
I ain't mad at
Congratulations to him.
Exactly on the side doing his thing. He was just in the DMs before I started out too. I hope he's watching, but congratulations, big homie. Can't wait to see what you could do as well. And he does have a sub as well, if I can remember.
He does.
Good deal for
And that
sure.
throws New York up on the clock.
New York, so from Jersey to New York, where you going on? What's going on, Mafia?
We are wasting no time here.
At all.
No, none at all.
Are they already
The
ready?
oh yeah. No, you took long enough that gave everyone enough time to get their entire draft board in order.
Oh, you love to see it. What's going on, New
So,
York? How you feeling?
out of Texas Christian, the New York Mafia select halfback Rashad Watson.
Very, very interesting pick there. They lost out on Doc Boone back when season 7 was here. They traded him to Charlotte. We was wanting to see if they were going to have a halfback that they could actually pair off with the new quarterback, Aaron Ike. I can't wait to see what they do in New York. It's going to be fun for sure. And who's next?
All right. Well, this is the start of the 3 minute on the clock timer since we are now in round number 2. Just as a heads up, the New York pick was also round 2, but we are officially in round 2. We have the Pittsburgh Roughnecks up on the clock.
Let's do it. Pittsburgh. And what did they have already? They already have Guy Clausen, the wide receiver, doing his thing, and they also that's it so far for him. That's all they have so far. So, what can they do in this particular pick?
Let's see. Defense is a bit of an issue for them right now.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking
So I
defense.
would, yeah, maybe like a linebacker or something.
Me personally, I say get the best, speediest cornerback available. They need help in that secondary too. I think with having a player like a like a Canes there with his player Philbin. I think they could kind of live
Mm-hmm.
with that and probably draft a little later on defense line. But one of the bad things they were dealing with was actually trying to stop the pass. So if they could find a lockdown here, I think that will help them out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you've got Angel Flugel there at the safety position,
Hmm.
the long time vet. Um, but I don't know if they have any really dedicated corners.
Yeah,
So,
that might be a good spot for them to do it. That's what I was thinking.
yeah,
Because I think after this round, they're going to be gone. So I think
yeah, probably.
you might as well go and take them. But they can also pair
Um,
up with the D line again, see if they can work on the trenches. They could try to find another young defensive lineman to pair with Philbin, to pair with Requena. I think that might work out as well. Maybe give some of their D linemen, defensive backs, some more help. I mean, you could go either way though. Maybe.
as Discord completely dies on me,
Oh
but
yeah.
we're gonna roll for a little bit here.
Oh
We
yeah.
got this. We got this.
It's all good. Looks like 45 seconds left on this pick here.
It is in.
Okay, cool, cool. What you got, Pittsburgh? Get rough on it.
All right, we have the out of Arizona State, the Pittsburgh Roughnecks select cornerback Big House
Big House the
the third.
third. Big House. Yeah, that's the big mamma jamma right there. Coming with the 750 TPE slate as well. We still got plenty of them left so far in the second round, but definitely a big pickup there. And I can't wait to see what he does in this Pittsburgh secondary for sure.
All right, well that will throw, I believe. Hold on, as I scroll back up to it, Toronto up on the clock because I got a question here in my DM, so let me just answer that.
Oh, you love to see it. During the draft, answering questions. no type of
Yes, sir.
dedication but the USFA. We do it late, but we gonna do it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. And let me just send this over to you there, Stacks,
You love to see it.
as
Okay.
we have a trade to announce.
Oh God. Let's go ahead and flip it there.
All right. Well, the Toronto Wraiths are trading the on the clock pick to Dallas. So 15th overall and a season 10 fourth will go to Dallas in exchange for tight end Dusty Rooks, running back Braxton McFadden, and 81st overall in this draft.
Interesting.
So that puts Dallas here up on the clock.
Okay. So Dallas is here. And I believe this is their first pick, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Shout out to the Dragons. Made it to the conference championship game last season. They were a little short. They almost had Huntington Beach. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but hey, there's still plenty of work to do here, especially in the draft. What you feeling like, Dallas?
Man, they lost a massive piece of their D line in expansion, so I think getting a replacement for that ASAP is the only way to go.
You're not wrong about that. Definitely, Manuel Sun is still there. I think secondary they have a decent enough build to work around, but honestly, if you got a cornerback available like Adam Leach, that wouldn't hurt to throw on your defense. Uh, Halfback, you already have the homie Ulf Jacobson, at least for right
Yeah,
now.
you don't need a halfback.
But but we'll see if anything changes there. I mean, there's still a lot of directions they could still go. Wide receiver, I think they could wait on that. They have a real good core there. They just got rid of Dusty, so maybe a tight end.
Potentially a tight end. Dallas kind of had some consistency issues with a couple people. It was really getting kind of put on the backs of Isaiah Fowler, Jerry Riggs, and Ulf on offense there. So some help on offense, maybe to help Church not have to force throws to one of those three guys as much.
Honestly, I'm looking in the chat here. I'm honestly surprised Ben Blazin is still here. I'm honestly he's
Yeah,
been blazing, and I'm not
yeah,
just saying it because my player was teammates with him in Tulane. Just ridiculous talent. I can't wait to see where he goes, but I don't even know how he's still
yeah.
available. Him and Leach, him and Leach, both of them. I don't even know how they're still alive right now.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
And Elijah
It's
Enigma. I mean, I could honestly go all day like going through this list here. Like, I don't even know.
who knows. It'll be an interesting one. Dallas has a lot of ways they can go. There's still a lot of great players here that they can pick.
They got 45
So
seconds.
yeah, 45 seconds left.
They got also the top strong safety pick here, Lakota Sentinakwa, whoever you say that name.
Yeah, yeah.
Sentinakwa.
Garrett Hart's still available at free safety.
Mm-hmm. Kareem Washington, BK Sniper from Arkansas as well. Jim
Yep.
Bob, Josh Sawyer, the defensive tackle as well. And then you have all the rest of the players still above 700 TP to start. I mean, you can honestly go a lot of different directions, but looks like it's 5 seconds left here for Dallas.
Yeah, very running right down to the wire. And the pick is in at the last possible second.
Oh, you love to see it. And what you got?
All right. Dallas has selected out of San Diego State defensive end Manuel Sun.
Manuel Sun going to the Big D. Going to be a fun ride watching them. And we did talk about that earlier. Good replacement there for Andre Krim, who's taking a trip to Canada. And you definitely needed that for sure. We'll see if he can at least somewhat replicate his type of production.
Absolutely, as New Jersey will go up on the clock here.
Jersey. How you feeling? And right now, still got Leach and Lakota. Looks like still got Blazin available, Kentrell, Galden. So there's a couple of strong safeties available. I didn't see that. A couple wide receivers too. A lot of big talent here. What is Jersey going to do?
Absolutely. Well, Jersey is going to make a trade.
Oh God, look at this. You love to see it. Let me go ahead and get this thing up real quick. Well, what is going to happen?
So the New Jersey Battalion will make their first trade in team history, sending the current on the clock 16th overall pick and a season 10 third to Huntington Beach in exchange for cornerback Ethan McWells and a season 9 67th overall.
And that's an interesting pick right there. If anyone knows what is Ethan McWell's last season, he led the lead or tied the lead with interceptions, with 4. So can't wait to see what he does in Jersey. But hey, Huntington Beach, you still got some work to do here in this draft. What you gonna do now?
We are waiting on that right now, and that wasted no time. So just hit that pick is in for Huntington Beach.
What are you gonna do, Ryan Davis? He ain't playing games. He throwing bits. He says he's getting all the picks. What you got, man?
Well, out of Central Florida, the Voyagers select cornerback Adam Leach.
Might as well double back. You got rid of a solid cornerback, and in my opinion, Adam Leach has the higher ceiling. Definitely a top-notch pick here for Huntington Beach. I don't even know what to say. They're just killing it as if they won the United Bowl this past season or something. I don't know, but hey, they're balling right now.
All right. We now have Tacoma up on the clock 2 times in a row here.
Oh, they got okay. They double dipping. I ain't mad at you. What you got, big dogs in Tacoma? And there's a lot of picks.
We're gonna. Yeah, absolutely. And if you were them, what position do you think you would go after?
So you got
Still going on that defense?
me personally, I say go after the offense here and then double dip and go to the defense. I say try to get one of them wide receivers before they're gone.
Well, one thing with the wide receivers is you can only have 4, right? And right now they have James Peach, Chris Banks, Extra Magic, and Zoro Lunar, so they're at the max of wide receivers. They've got 2 tight ends already. The best they could do probably is take a running back too on offense. Um, but if you're still there, Stacks, I don't know if you can hear me. And I'm going to do a quick audio check on the stream to make sure I'm still talking. Yeah, so Stacks is the one who was gone. He probably went to go take a leak or something. But we're going to get this on the road here. Man, it kind of sucks when I have my main commentary guy disappear suddenly. Um, but um, And it is going to be out of App State, middle linebacker Xavier Banks. So Xavier Banks heading over to Tacoma, and we will await. Oh, welcome back. Thanks for letting me know you were leaving. That was awkward.
Sorry about that. Okay, so did they already make their pick?
Yeah, they're up for two though. So their first one is middle linebacker Xavier Banks,
Yeah, Xavier Banks.
and like I was telling you earlier that the Tacoma is at the positional limit for quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end. They've got 2 tight ends, 4 wide receivers, and a QB. The only thing they could do is maybe take a running back 2.
Running back 2. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So they can't get a wide receiver unless they was to trade or release, but they can't release
Yep.
right now during the draft.
Nope.
I'm sure. So okay, so that means the wide receivers will stay active for a little bit.
Yep. And the pick is in for the second of Tacoma's 2 picks here.
Let's do it.
All right. Out of Appalachian State again, we have halfback David Brewer.
David Brewer. Mr. Jacoby 10 Killer. Okay, I see you, big homie. Good job right there for sure. And I'm expecting him to be the future. I believe Lamar's going to move to the 2, and I think David's going to be that number 1 for sure. Jacoby, he's been active as I don't know what, and he's going to be a beast there in the red and black.
Absolutely. And we do have a quick trade to announce. Does not involve any of the on-the-clock picks, so the, I believe, let me go check this again. Tampa Bay is going to be, Tampa Bay is going to be up on the clock here.
Okay. So you want me to show the trade?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. What's up?
All right, so the New York Mafia are going to receive wide receiver Spike Tillman in exchange for a season 12 New York Mafia 5th round pick. Has nothing to do with the current draft here, but was made during the draft, so we are going to announce it as a draft pick here.
Season 12, that's kind of far, isn't it?
It is. It is the farthest back you can trade right now.
Sheesh. Okay, I ain't mad at you. Who's on the clock?
It is Tampa, and they have their pick in.
You love to see it. That's love right there. What you got, Tampa?
All right, the Tampa Bay Typhoon have selected out of App State Elijah Nigma.
That's love right there for sure. Especially showing some love to your quarterback, James West. You got yourself
Absolutely.
a very, very big target, Elijah Enigma. I call him the Enigma because he's the GOAT right there at App State. And I hate going up against him playing with my cornerback. He's a beast on the block. And I can't wait to see what he does in the teal and green.
Absolutely. As we get Arizona back up on the clock here.
Arizona. Okay.
All right. So if you're Arizona, who do you think here?
Hold on 1 second.
All right. And as we are waiting for Stacks to once again return from whatever it is he's doing, I'm just going to fill some space and let you all know that we do have a trade to announce here. So whenever Stacks gets back, I will have that get popped up. can't do anything. Arizona is not going to be up on the clock here much longer. But waiting on Stacks to return yet again. Yet there is a trade to announce, and I have sent it to you. Yes, sir. Stacks is talking to me while muted so that you guys can't hear him. He doesn't want to be heard. All right, we have. Well, it was up there. It is. Tampa Bay is going to receive this current on the clock pick. That is pick number 20, and the pick number 44 in this draft. And then Arizona will receive free safety Livy Dunn and 74th overall, which is a 7th round pick.
Interesting for sure. Let's go ahead and get back into it. And looks like what Tampa's back on right now.
It is Tampa back on, and their pick is already in.
Oh, you love to see it. That's why I love my boy Venom. He don't mess around. He know what he want. He said he gonna
Absolutely.
get it.
Absolutely. And it is going to be out of Fresno State, defensive end Slug Stern.
Do you know how many TPE he has?
750.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of glitched on the sheet that the.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Keynes deleted the coin and then removed Slug Stern from the database.
Okay.
So he just said he had a lot, and I gave him the maximum amount.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and put 750 for him, and I'll just put like 7, and then cool. Go ahead and make that going on for the homie Stern. Shout out to him. Going to make a trip to Tampa.
It is going to be Arizona back up on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
But you might as well not put that there because we have yet another trade to announce. Yes, these GMs went absolutely insane with the trades. So. Right.
And let's go ahead and set that up. Cool. Should be this one. It is.
So the Arizona Rattlers are going to are going to be receiving inside linebacker Oliver Prince, outside linebacker Jessica Navarro, and a season 10 third round pick from Anchorage. And Anchorage will receive the current on the clock pick, 21st overall, and Huntington Beach's 4th round pick, which is going to be 48th overall. So Anchorage up on the clock here.
Anchorage on the clock. Okay, let's do it. The other 18 back at it again. And what could they use there on their team with what's available?
Well, you're not going to have to wait very long because the pick is in.
I ain't mad at you. Either start you. Hey, you make me look good right now. What's going on? How you doing?
Anchorage has selected out of Tulane wide receiver Ben Blazin.
Oh man, that's a steal right there for sure.
It really is.
Y'all let Ben Blazin fall that far? Like what? Well, he's gonna be a little chilly up there, but he's gonna heat it up for sure. I've seen him ball out every snap. Ben Blazin, you got yourself a dog. He's gonna be with the homie Dane Jones at quarterback. It's gonna be a fun ride watching those two ball out.
For sure. So next up, we do have St. Louis with the 22nd overall pick.
The season 7 champions doing their thing. Where did they go from here? They still have Lakota. I mean, they have the strong safety Preston Dotson is yet to decide if he wants to sign back with St. Louis. Is this a
Yeah,
spot where
if they draft a safety here, it probably means that they're moving on from him.
mm-hmm.
Um, you could um, potentially get a D lineman here, or a linebacker, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure.
You're also pretty short on corners. You only got two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or you also need some wide receivers, not going to lie. You only got Sir Lancelot in there.
Sir Lancelot. They don't have what's the name no more? Kevin Lee.
Well, Kevin Lee is technically a tight end.
It's fair, yeah, but they use him a wideout. So,
They do, yeah.
but even then, like they could still use some more activity there. Help out with Caitlin Montaigne. I mean, not Caitlin. Rebecca Montaigne, who's
Rebecca, yeah.
Is this a time where they shore up that particular spot?
They did. I don't know. They did just re-sign Montaigne, so I'm not sure about that.
Fair enough.
As we wait for the pick from St. Louis here, how much time do they have left on that clock?
They have 2 minutes. It kind of glitched there.
Okay. So 2 minutes left on the clock here for St. Louis. As sounds like the pick is about to come in here. Just give it any second.
Also, shout out to you guys. We've been holding a 30 steady users up in this chat. It's been amazing watching you guys fly. Thank you so much. Especially on short notice as well.
All right, well, the pick is in from St. Louis. Don't have to wait too much terribly longer.
What you got, Turks and Glass.
Oh, all right. We have, out of Appalachian State, cornerback Fort Winnie Blunt Smoke.
Such a good name.
It is such a great name.
And that is definitely a Turks pick. He definitely chose that for sure. He wanted
that. Oh, absolutely.
Especially with Absolutely. Name McNamerson.
As we get Charlotte up here on the clock.
He's not the most like a TPE heavy player available, but especially having a spot where you don't have a cornerback to rely on because Gam Arabic is gone, I think he will definitely help out for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. As Charlotte comes up onto the clock here, and I have been tagged. That's a different league entirely. Don't need to look at that.
Hilarious. How many picks do we have left in this round?
We have Charlotte and Huntington Beach left for the second round, and then we will do the third round before signing off for the night. Rounds 4 through 7 will be tomorrow at hopefully 7 o'clock Eastern, no later than.
It should be a good time. It should be a good time, yes. But could be earlier too, depending on when I get home. But yes, where does Charlotte go with this pick?
Charlotte, tight end too, I think.
It's not a bad move there. I mean, even if they got a clear-cut number one in Vic Dotson, I think shoring up that spot will help their offense as a whole thrive. Because, as a bot player, you have zero catch, so it's going to mess you up in the passing game. It's going to help Falco do better as a whole, so he's not throwing the bot players. It's going to help a lot of other players get open. I think it'll be a sweet pick, sure.
Absolutely. Well, the pick is in. Let's see if you are correct, or if we're correct.
Let's go ahead and do it. What you got, Charlotte?
All right. Well, we have out of UTSA, strong safety, Lakota, Sitan Wakua.
Yes, Wakua.
Let's stick with it.
Good job. Good deal. And that was definitely a good spot there for sure. Help out with that secondary. They do have Kenny Bombard, so I don't know how that is going to work out. I don't know if they're going to move him more towards the free, have him more towards maybe a backup corner, slot corner. You never know, but he's definitely a real great pick there for sure from UTSA.
Absolutely, and we'll see kind of how that secondary plays out here from Charlotte, as we do have a quick trade to announce. before Huntington Beach goes up on the clock.
Oh, great. All these crazy draft picks, you know what I'm saying? And who is going to be the trade set up here?
It is going to be Charlotte and Huntington Beach, the two not too distantly removed United Bowl rivals. Charlotte is going to receive outside linebacker Cliff Allen in exchange for a season 10 Charlotte third. So no impact on this draft, just a bit of movement through the league as Huntington Beach has made their pick.
And just for clarity for Cliff Allen going to Charlotte, they did lose linebacker Tank Falco. So
They did.
that definitely is a good. I don't think Cliff Allen is quite on the level as a Tank Falco, but if you look at the stats he did last season, he was up there in sacks there for this Huntington Beach defense. So making the trip to the opposite side of the United Bowl opponents going to be interesting to see.
Absolutely. As we get Huntington Beach's pick here,
HBV
coming in, yep, HBV, and they've already picked, so throw that pick us in.
I'm not surprised, man. Ryan Davis, he said he ain't playing around tonight. He said he been waiting
No, he is
night.
Not. So out of Appalachian State, Huntington Beach has selected with the 24th overall pick, defensive tackle Josh Sloyer.
Going back to the D-line. We already know what D-line could do in Huntington Beach. Got Gronky Kong there. You got Phenom Chisholm there. Got to work on the D-line, but they do have the homie. They do have a really good defensive tackle, so maybe they're just trying to round out some stuff. But Josh Sloyer, yeah. I've seen really good things from him. That D-line just keeps getting beefier.
Sorry, I'm trying to go through and look at something really quick because...
If there's another trade, I'll kick you in the shin.
Don't kick me, okay? Don't kick me. But we do have New York up on the clock here.
New York?
Yep, New York.
New York. And let's see what they got up to this point. They got Aaron Ike. They got Rashad Watson. Did they have anybody else? Nope, that's all they got so far up to this point. Two great picks,
well,
nonetheless.
Absolutely. And we're about to add to it right now.
Oh, you love to see it. They ain't playing around too. Party, and Mr. Ride, they said they taking over.
For sure, as we get a wide receiver from Arkansas, Kareem Washington.
A BK sniper, one of the he's a veteran in these sim leagues. I've seen him all over the spot. As you can see, one of the top touted prospects here. You got a quarterback, you got a halfback, you got a wide receiver. You honestly can't go wrong. Try to build that offense up. You do what you need to do. Very, very good draft here for New York. I must say. I'm very impressed.
Absolutely. As we get, I believe this is going to be Huntington Beach via Pittsburgh.
What? They do it again. But just to review what they've had so far, they got cornerback Adam Leach, as you can see, Carlton Banks, the wide receiver. They got quarterback Tyler Deathridge, and they also have Josh Sloyer, the defensive tackle. And right now they're going a little bit across the board. I'm going to assume they already have their pick in, right?
No.
Oh, that's weird right there. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm not used to it being so quick. But hey, let's see what they got here.
Give me one moment as Ryan Davis goes on the clock here for Huntington Beach.
They could go a lot of different directions here. I think receiver, they're fine. They honestly can't go wrong if they was to get a halfback. Maybe someone that is more active. If they have an active halfback available, I wouldn't be opposed to going after that. Defensively, maybe an active linebacker as well. Pair up with Dexter. Maybe an active free safety. I do like Trey Glock there, so I wouldn't be opposed to keeping him there, but you always want your activity in those premium spots. So I mean, it really is up
All
to
right.
Ryan Davis at the end of the day, but I don't think he could go wrong. He's been having a solid draft so far.
All right. Well, we do have the pick in from Huntington Beach.
Let's go ahead and do it. Ryan Davis, he said he got the bennies. What you got?
All right. Well, this is another one of our first-time users. So this is from Nebraska, halfback Tim Carlson.
Tim Carlson. Okay. I see you, big dog.
That is Dodger life going to the beach here.
Oh, that's a very underrated pick right there. I'm not even going to lie to you. After all the picks that you had before, you round out with the halfback there. Tim Carlson, Dodger life. He's also doing his thug thizzle on the commentary, so he's shown the ability to hit the gym. Going to be fun to see what he could do in the silver and blue. There, going to be fun.
All right. Well, we do have Toronto going up on the clock here.
Toronto. So looks like there's one, two, three players currently with a full 750 available.
Uh-huh. Well, and we do have another trade to announce. I regret to inform everyone.
Oh God.
We are in round 3, Mr. Ronnie Shanahan.
So let me go ahead and get this going. Let me go ahead and hit this for the crew. And let me go ahead and get this going for the homies.
So there is a typo on this graphic right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it is the correct pick. So this is supposed to say St. Louis receives the 27th overall pick. I have fat fingers. It's okay. In exchange, Toronto will receive the 31st and 58th overall picks in this draft. So St. Louis up on the clock.
St. Louis on the clock. I ain't mad at you. And where do you go from here? St. Louis. Do you get one of those 750 TPE players available? Garrett Hart is not a bad pick, me personally. Jim Bob,
I think wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't picked, I don't know how many they've picked off the top of my head. Moment. Let me go back and check.
Carlton's picked, Blazen's picked, Elijah's
Well,
picked.
no, I'm talking about St. Louis specifically. Who have they picked?
Oh, yeah, St. Louis. St. Louis.
Looks like a corner and a tight end.
Yeah.
So, wide receiver is the must go for me here. You've got 2 wide receivers. You got to pick a third.
Mm-hmm. Jim Bob's right there. You can't go wrong with not booming. He's been a great addition to that UTSA squad. I think he'll be real nice working for the Archers as well and going with the best from the quarterback position too.
Yeah. I mean, Donovan Jones is still up there. If you maybe don't want to go Jim Bob for some reason.
Yeah.
John Aldrezi there as well from Arizona State. He had a great career at college.
Most of Nugs Bay. Yeah, I like Nugs Bay. He's really cool as well.
Or you could go one of our unproven first timers like Ronnie Shanahan.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie Shanahan is definitely active. A young buck there for sure. And if you remember him, he's been here in the USFA within our league before. So he kind of knows what to do with it. He's been here for a while. He's been up and down, but I know him. He was with me with that what's the word, East Augusta University. So I know what he has the ability to do.
But he's never had a player in the USFA, I don't think.
Nah, he's been college, the CSFA.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But the user is definitely there. Let's see. It looks like there's 1 more minute left.
1 minute?
Yeah.
So St. Louis going to be pushing here to the end of their clock, it looks like. Stack's got some macaroni and some chicken.
I'm trying to tell you that you'll get good. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
That
Good thing I
I
had
need a
that on
position.
mute. I should have let that go, but gotta keep it professional. At least you heard it.
I did hear it, and that's why I said it.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's a good life I live. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But there's
Okay.
17 seconds left.
Well, the pick is in.
Okay, cool. Always.
Wait until the last seconds. XABC asks, do you have bacon in it, Stacks?
You love to see it. I do have bacon in that mac and cheese.
All right. Well, St. Louis has selected out of Appalachian State, like the 30th player to come from there, free safety Garrett Hart.
I did call it earlier. That's definitely not a bad look there. Pair up with a potential Preston Dotson. You never know if he was to stay there. You never know. They still have some work to do. I heard the agent there for Preston is like, I'm going to be looking around still. You got to do better.
For sure, as we get New Jersey back up on the clock here.
Let's look at what they've done up to this point. It definitely a solid draft. They got Zaire Augustus, which is one of my favorite picks there in this draft. You also have the homie Zacharias Say? Zacharias Say?
Yes.
I gotta get that name right. I gotta do commentary soon, but definitely a great pick there. So far, 2 picks for the homies in New Jersey. What can you do here in this one? Where would you go?
Man, you kind of need a bit of everything. I'd take best available.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So there's Kentrell Galden, a strong safety. I don't know if that's worth a pick right here. I think you could kind of go with
you
another
could go with
receiver.
John Aldrezi, wide receiver out of Arizona State, isn't
Mm-hmm.
a pretty decent option. You
Mm-hmm.
said they took what is it? What positions?
They took quarterback Zaire Augustus.
And nothing else.
And they also chose Zacharias Sai. Zacharias Sai,
Wide receiver.
wide
Yeah,
receiver.
yeah. So they don't have any. No, they do have a running back. Um, you could try and develop that wide receiver core a little bit
True.
more, or
Or
you
draft
could,
there, yeah.
yeah, or you could try and maybe push for someone like, let me see,
Adam Lester.
Adam Adam Lester. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, or maybe a Loki Gunderson.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I know he's been kind of chomping at the bit a little bit.
I know Hex
Uh,
Waters is waiting to get picked too. That wouldn't be a bad spot if you want to give your quarterback a security blanket as well. Hex Waters,
yep.
Loki Gunderson as well from TCU's not a bad pick. If you want to go linebacker, there's still CA Junior. There's too many juniors, and I don't know
Kentrell
why he's here, but hey.
Kentrell Galden, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. So many names
Um,
here for sure.
yeah, there's definitely a lot to go through.
I can't wait to see what the remaining draft after this first round is. After this first draft session is done, there's going to be so many picks available.
Yeah, no, for sure. How are we doing on time? Just a minute left.
Mm-hmm. 54 seconds to be exact. But yeah, they're an expansion team, just like you said. Their needs are everywhere. Best player
Yeah.
available wouldn't hurt. And there's still plenty of draft left. All of these players that they draft are going to be huge pieces going forward.
Uh,
Uncooked burrito. I love that name. Uncooked burrito. I love it.
all right. Well, we got the pick in.
Okay. Cardiac Battalion. I ain't mad at you. What you feeling in New Jersey?
All right. New Jersey has selected out of Fresno State defensive end Evan Essence.
Okay, that's actually not a bad name either. I love it. I love it. Rodriguez as well. One of those real good players. I've seen Rodriguez all over the map, and I can't wait to see what he does in New Jersey. Shout out to Evanescence. Wake me up inside.
Uh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, that one. Okay. As we get Pittsburgh here up on the clock.
Big mood right there. And let's see what Pittsburgh's done so far. Let's see. They're in the black, so they got Big House, the third. Big House! And they also have Guy Clausen out of the wide receiver spot from Abilene Christian, aka the best college of all time. So, yeah.
Exactly, because it's the first. Still got Adam Lester up there. Mother Dunn still available. Kenshall Galden available. Wide receivers kind of start. Yeah, John Aldrezi still available.
Mother Dunn, that strong safety. Donovan Jones is here at wide receiver. Still got Hex Waters. Still got Low Key.
Let's see where Pittsburgh goes.
2 minutes 40 seconds left. Mix the Gamer in the chat says, no problem. I wish you as much bacon and mac that your arteries could take. I mean, that sounds like a wonderful life. I'm not even going to lie to you.
It does. So I ain't gonna lie. We got a place out here in Idaho called Noodles and Company. It's a West Coast place, I think. And I always go in. Whenever I go in, I get the barbecue beef mac and cheese.
That sounds destructive.
It's so
and
good.
Amazing.
It's so good. As we have Pittsburgh pick here.
Let's do it. What you got, Pittsburgh?
All right. Well, this is another one of our first timers, or technically first timers. This man has chosen Coastal Carolina as his college, and his wide receiver Ronnie Shanahan.
Oh, that's a real good pick there for sure. Especially losing the guy with the caliber of a Ryan Davis. He's taking a trip to Huntington Beach. I can't wait to see what Ronnie does here in the gold and silver. It's going to be a fun ride there for him. Congrats.
For sure. As we get Tacoma up on the board here, they're probably going to take the full 3 minutes.
Where are you, Ronnie?
Can I not be heard right now?
Yeah, you can hear.
Are you just ignoring? No. Oh, okay. You're just ignoring me.
No, I was just looking for Ronnie Shanahan on this board. I can't.
You good?
I just put him here. Ronnie. Okay. Okay, cool. So who's on the board?
It is Tacoma, who is likely taking their full sweet time.
Yeah, you love to see it.
I mean, let me just look over their roster again. You got a strong safety, a free safety, 3 corners. Who have they picked so far? A D-line and an outside linebacker, or a middle linebacker?
Yes, so they picked Xavier Banks, middle linebacker, and they've also selected defensive end King Maximus from Appalachian State, and they've selected halfback Davin Brewer from Appalachian State.
Okay.
This is legit their best draft class since.
It's because this is like the first time they've ever had picks.
I know. It's crazy.
Normally they look like barren.
Let me reset the clock for them. Sorry.
Oh, you good. As I think they're gonna go there. I think that's probably what they're gonna do.
And that was Pittsburgh that took Ronnie, right?
Correct. That was Pittsburgh as
Abilene Christian, the GOAT.
As we get Tacoma's pick is in.
You love it. What you got, Tacoma?
We have strong safety out of Arkansas, Kentrell Golden.
I was waiting to see if he was going to fall, but he definitely took a little bit of a tumble. Kentrell Golden, Royce 1K, and he has a lot of talent as well. I can't wait to see what he does paired up with John Carter, one of the top premier free safeties in the USFA. It's going to be tough throwing up against this Tacoma team for sure.
As we get Toronto up on the clock, and they're not going to waste a single second. You might as well not put them on the clock. Just let me announce the pick.
Announce it then.
All right, the Toronto Wraiths have selected out of Baylor halfback Austin Wilson.
Halfback Austin Wilson. I'm trying to find it. Austin Wilson. I thought you said Golson. Okay, there you go, right there.
No.
500 TPE. Definitely a good starting spot there. Can't wait to see what Austin does here in Canada. Is he the first Canadian drafted halfback?
Possibly.
Should be.
I'd have to go check. We get so many stupid submissions for nationalities that it's kind of sad. But
who's next?
It is going to be Arizona up next.
Arizona up next. Okay. What can the Arizona Rattlers do here? I believe.
Well, I'll tell you what they can do.
What's that?
They're going to make you throw up another trade alert.
Oh man. Okay. And oh man, we finally hit that big one, huh?
We finally hit this big one.
Oh god, have fun with this.
So this is probably the biggest trade of the night, probably the biggest trade of the draft, as the Pittsburgh Roughnecks receive quarterback Money Mills and the on-the-clock pick. In exchange, Arizona receives quarterback Jim Carr, inside linebacker Gus Pock, free safety Kane Elliott, a season 10 first from Pittsburgh, and a season 10 third from Pittsburgh.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So,
oh my god.
Pittsburgh going up on the clock here. Do you want to talk about that trade?
I mean, I shouldn't even go back to the screen. Let's just marvel at this for a second. There's so many layers at this, right? So, Money Mills, he is a top quarterback. He tied with James West for the top quarterback of the year this past season, and he just got moved over to Pittsburgh for Jim Carr. In most cases, most would say Jim Carr was a bottom 4 quarterback last season.
The season before that.
And the season before that. Gus Pack, he's not a bad linebacker, but he's not necessarily a showstopper type of guy. Kane Elliott, this appears to be his third team that he will be going to since he's been drafted from Huntington Beach. I mean, Arizona's been making crazy trades. I'm not going to doubt them, but giving up your franchise quarterback who led you to the playoffs is going to be, I don't know. That's a tough thought.
Well, and another thing is, keep in mind that they have Action Jackson Jr. still. So one of them has to go.
That's for Arizona, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona has 2 quarterbacks right now, so one of them has to go.
The game is still not over yet, so
yeah, we'll probably see more of Arizona later down the line here. But meanwhile, Pittsburgh is on the clock, just kind of waiting on that pick to come in.
Man, that's crazy talk, yo, but just once again, that's just ridiculous. I don't know what to think of that one, but Pittsburgh just got a huge upgrade at quarterback. No matter what happens here, going from Jim Carter to Money Mills, it's kind of hard for me to think that Money Mills won't give Pittsburgh a realistic chance to move into that playoff echelon.
I think Pittsburgh's a playoff team just off of that alone.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Jim Carr was just not that guy for them. Didn't fit in the system. So perhaps a change of scenery will work out for him. But this is huge.
Imagine if Ryan Davis was still in Pittsburgh, though. Even though they still have Anthony Stink and they still have Blake Grant to throw to.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
is that is
that wide
enough.
receiver core is destructive. Pittsburgh about to put teams on notice.
It just make me shiver in my chair right now. Just thinking about how cold Pittsburgh's gonna be. They still have 2 minutes left on this particular draft
And
board right here,
they
but
don't need them.
they don't need those 2 minutes. Okay, I'll go ahead.
No, they do not.
I'll go ahead and throw it up there. My bad, Pittsburgh. Do your thing. What you got?
Pittsburgh has select.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Oh, out of Appalachian State for what feels like the umpteenth time.
Mm-hmm.
Strong safety, Mother Dunn.
Shut your mother done mouth. Okay, I got you. Go ahead and set up Pittsburgh. They got another strong safety set coming on. Nittany Pete doing his thing. I can't wait to see what he does in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, actually, I didn't even bring that up. Ronnie as well. Ronnie Shanahan with Pittsburgh too. So they looking pretty nice right now, Caboose.
And Pittsburgh is up again. So
all these picks. What you got else, Pittsburgh? Did you already make their pick or what?
They have not. This pick is via St. Louis, via Dallas. So it took a long way to get to them, but they got it.
I mean, by the looks of it, they're about to finesse 2 straight drafts.
Pittsburgh has been drafting just absolutely phenomenally these past couple of years. I expect to see them in the playoffs very soon.
Oh Jesus, I don't know what to think about this, man. Like, it's a fun ride seeing all these teams get better, and we still got plenty of more picks to go. Looks like Jim Bob is the sole pick left at 750 TPE left at wide receiver. They don't necessarily need a wide receiver, so I'd probably go somewhere else at this point.
Yeah, they've got 4, so they can't draft another wide receiver.
How are they looking at corner? Because there's a pretty good one just sitting there.
Yeah, well, ask and you shall receive. The pick is in.
Well, what you got, Pittsburgh?
Well, we have from Appalachian State again. I swear, are these correct? These can't all be from Appalachian State.
I think they might be. App State comes through with the clutchness.
It is corner Adam Lester.
Expected. You got to work on that secondary for sure. A great pick there. And Pittsburgh is just, they're growing up before our very eyes in this draft for sure. I'm just seeing the matchups here. If they all gel together, I can't wait to put these players in. Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
As we get New York up on the clock, winding down for round number 3 here. We just have a few more picks left. This is New York via St. Louis.
New York via St. Louis.
And you don't have to wait long on this one. You don't need to wait long. I'll tell you right now where they want to go.
My bad, Mafia. I'm trying to get a little dialogue here, but you already know what you want. What you got?
Yeah, you took too long for dialogue. Maybe starting 2.5 hours late gave them too much time to think about who they want. But New York is going to take, out of Arizona State, wide receiver John Aldrezi.
That's a real good pick there for sure. Got to help out with the quarterback that you got. You got Cam Mello doing his thing as well. I can't wait to see this team erupt. It's going to be fun ride watching Aldrezi and Watson and Ike do their thug thizzle.
Absolutely. And now we get the Charlotte Royals coming up here.
I'm sure they know what they want.
Well, they do know who they want.
Let me go ahead and click off the New York. There you go. And did they already select it?
They did.
Okay, Charlotte, what you got?
All right. Well, we have out of East Carolina, tight end Hex Waters.
Well, that's a real good pick right there. Gotta help out Vic, do his thug thizzle. I don't see Hex being that number one tight end currently, but definitely help out with that receiving core for sure. Real underrated pick
Yeah,
there for Charlotte.
absolutely. As we, I believe, get into the last pick for the night, it is going to be Anchorage via Huntington Beach.
Encourage. Okay, what you got, big homies? And I'm pretty sure they already
Well,
got their pick.
they did. Yep.
Yeah,
It is going to be out of Arizona State, defensive end Shabazz H. Harris coming over to Anchorage.
Okay. Got to add it on to that defense as well. I spoke with Starchy. He did want to address that defense eventually, and that was a real good pick to close out the round here for sure.
For sure. As a reminder, we will start round 4 through 7 tomorrow at 7 Eastern. So thank y'all for coming out, and we will be back tomorrow.
We surely will. Uh, before we leave, though, who you have winning this draft, man?
It's
So far.
it's tough.
So far. What are your top three teams, you'd say?
Um, Man, I'd have to say probably Pittsburgh, Tacoma, and Huntington Beach are my top three.
I'd have to agree with you. They're real great picks, and shout out to New York as well. I think they went very underrated picks, but Aaron Ike, and Rashad Watson, they're going to make some serious noise. I think that's going to be a real good duo. Kareem Washington there as well. That's going to be fun. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. We'll be back again tomorrow. Plan is to make it 7 p.m. EST. I'll let you know if anything changes. I'll be a lot more better with letting you know. But great job here in this one. We will see you all tomorrow, and we'll talk to you later. Ah.